International Aviation Community since 1996. They have signed this year the international legal instruments for becoming a member of the community, and by doing this they have opened their airspace for international flights. And opening the airspace for international flights, of course, means also at the same time to guarantee for the safety of these flights. So this is what the responsibility of each government is, to guarantee for safety in the airspace above the state territory. So if for any reasons this safety cannot be guaranteed anymore, temporarily or whatever, and for whatever reasons, then of course the responsibility of this government means to close down the airspace, or at least the part of the airspace where there are dangers.
But they warned that aircraft should fly higher. Wasn't that enough, that warning?
I mean, there may be always possibilities to circumvent a danger, at least from hindsight. Later on we all are wiser, but usually you must see that if there is no other indication that the aviation works under certain conditions, under usual conditions, and this is exactly what the plane has done. And having been hit by things which come from the ground, which have been unexpected for the plane and for the crew, is not the usual, of course, the usual procedure. This is responsibility, and the sole responsibility of the Ukrainian government.
But the Buk missile was most likely launched from territory that Ukraine does not control. Doesn't that absolve Ukraine of responsibility?
I do not talk about the question whether or not the Ukraine could control anything which happened on the ground, on its own state territory or on neighboring state territory. It was the Ukrainian airspace where the thing happened, and the Ukrainian government, given this particular situation in the East Ukraine, they knew that there were rebels, they knew that there were some developments on this and the other side of the border, and they knew that all the things which happened had something to do with its own state territory. So they knew that there was a danger, and they had to warn the international community.
But one could ask, why not sue Russia, who supported the separatists and most likely supplied them with that Buk missile system?
I cannot prove, as an outsider, I cannot prove what Mr. Putin has done, what the Russian government has done, in how far the Russian government has been involved and had connections to the rebels and could steer and channel the rebels. We know all this only from the public media, but there is no proof about this. I cannot just say Mr. Putin has done this and therefore he has to pay. The only thing we know is the Ukrainian government having at least indication that something was wrong, to put it very carefully, they had to close down the airspace.
How much money are you claiming?
We have just put an amount into the discussion. This is 1 million per victim. But one thing is for sure, it must be a significant number of money, because otherwise it's not a real signal.
Elmar Giemulla, thank you very much for being on our program.